What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 3 of NHL 24 Minnesota Wild Franchise Mode Series. As always, guys, thank you so much for supporting the last episode. If you could also leave a thumbs up on this one, I would really appreciate it. We are currently 2-4 in the preseason. Marco Rossi, their leading scorer, 5 points in 6 games. If you guys missed the last episode, of course, we did not win the Stanley Cup. We actually did the opposite. We won the first overall pick, and we were able to draft James Higgins. As you can see there, the LA Kings actually won the Stanley Cup. Could they be winning it in a couple seasons in real life? I'm not so sure, but you never know, obviously. So this year, I think we're done rebuilding. No longer we have the big Prezane Suter buyout penalties against us. It's still costing like almost $2 million, but no longer like the $15 million it was costing before. So able to spend a bit more money. I think we still have $7 or $8 million in cap space. First line there, you can see no change though. Kaprizov, Eriksson, and Boldy, they get a +2. We got Lekkerimaki on the second line there with Rossi and Brad Marchand. Signed him to 1 year. If we're in a playoff hunt, we'll keep him. If not, obviously, you can trade him away. 1 year left on his deal. Retain 50%. Probably could get a pretty solid return. And now the third line is the Ov line, making a jump from the AHL to the NHL. I actually saw a comment saying I should call it the Wizard of Ov line. I love that. As you can see here, we got Firstov, Kazadinov, and Yurov. I saw another comment saying someone wants me to play Demidov in the AHL just to have like the best line ever. So I'm fine with that. Yurov here, low league potential. Should definitely be a solid third liner. And playing in the NHL will probably help him grow a little bit faster. But yeah, the Wizard of Ov line there is pretty sick. Fourth line, you got Beckman and Dewar and Poulin. Defensively here, we got Faber, Spurgeon, top pair, getting a +5. Larson, we just signed, playing with Lambos in the second pair. Lambos, medium top 4, getting second pairing minutes. Hopefully will help him grow. Bottom pair here, Dumoulin, Dumbo, I think, very decent. Goaltending-wise, Wall sits down to 87. Iljovic there backing him up to 81. And then you look at our power play here, it's literally just first line plus Marchand and Faber. I think it looks pretty good. Chemistry-wise, we're not getting the best chemistry right now with this team, but our head coach is A+ everything, which I think is more important. Second line there is not too bad either for the power play. And then you guys can see the formats here, which I don't think will look too bad either. PK-wise, we still get +5 on the first PK unit. Larson, Spurgeon back. And we got Marchand and Eriksson, good two-way players. Even the second one there, you get a +2. The third's a 0, so not too bad. Three-man one's a +3. Then we get a couple negatives, as you know, is usual with the three-mans. But speaking of the AHL team earlier, so I sent down Demidov, and the reason why, look at the first line. Yzerman, Higgins, and Demidov should absolutely destroy the AHL. You got a 4th overall pick, a 1st overall pick, and a 5th overall pick. I mean, 2 snipers on each wing, the playmaker in the middle. They've all got maxed out X factors, except for the zone ability. So let's just see how much these 3 dominate. Even the second line, you got Glass there playing with Ostlund, Ogren. I'm hoping these 2 can make the NHL soon. Reunite them with Lekkerimaki. Third line, you got Ovchynnikov there with Lundstrom, Bankier. I feel like overall, like height on the 4th line, Stramel. Defensively, mostly high 70s. This team should be pretty solid. In net, you got 78, 77. So excited to see if they can make a Calder Cup run. And now in terms of the ratings for this season, guys, we have 94 offense, only 84 defense. I'm actually surprised the defensive rating's that low. I thought our defense was a little bit better than that. And an 86 goaltending. So I don't know. Looking at the defensive rating, maybe we won't be a bubble team, which is what I expected this year, but obviously, we'll have to wait and see. And before we get started with the sim, guys, one thing I have to do, everyone was saying, you know, I can't forget, and that's extend Kaprizov. Also, too, look at the cap space. We actually have $15 million in cap space, not 7 or 8. So literally, all the money we had from the buyout penalties last season, we still have that much cap space if we were, you know, to spend to the max. So if we're doing good, we can definitely be back at the trade deadline. The thing was, there wasn't really anybody in free agency that made sense. Like, I could have signed somebody to a 1-year deal, but then they're taking a roster spot for younger players, so just nothing really made sense. Kaprizov only wants $10 million. That's such a steal. I thought he was going to ask for a lot more. I'll do $10 million right on, 8 years. If he says yes, like I said, for 92, I think that's actually a great contract. Now, Lekkerimaki here playing second line. We cannot extend. Why can't we extend him? He's on his entry-level deal. I'm not really sure what's going on there. Beckman I can extend 3 years, under $1 million. Even if he ends up going to the AHL, that's fine. Lambos here, so we can extend him. I'm not sure what's going on with Lekkerimaki. He's playing second pair, so he could grow. Okay, so 3 years, 1.5. 4 years, 2.2. I mean, if we're banking on him becoming at least a bottom pairing guy, 5 years, 2.5. This is risky, but we're hoping he becomes at least like an 82. At which case, you know, 2.5. It's a pretty good contract for him. And there we go, guys. Beckman said yes. I think that's a good cheap deal for a 4th liner. Kaprizov as well. $10 million, 8 years is amazing. And Lambos even said yes. So hopefully it grows, because if not, that'll actually be a bad contract. We got to trade away. All right, guys. So it's at the end of December. As you can see there, record just above 500. 16, 15, and 3. Dallas is crushing it. 23, 11, and 2. First place in the division. We're currently 4th, though. Thing is, Blackhawks tie with us. Coyotes, Predators within a couple points. Blues even aren't far off, and they're in last. Kings, though, have the last wildcard spot in the West with 37 points. We're 2 back, 3 games in hand. I don't mind the spot we're in. Like I said, we're going to be a bubble team. We're going to have a chance. AHL team there. 2nd place in their division. Leading scorer right now, Demidov. Over a point per game. NHL-wise, it's actually Rossi over point per game. Wow, I didn't expect that, so I'll get to see him playing so well. And then we just got an interesting offer here, guys, from LA Kings. Shervin there, a medium top 4 defensive prospect, and a second-round pick for Larson and a third. This guy would have to be pretty high rated for me to do this. Let's see. He's a 71. Yeah, I don't think so. Larson's actually quite solid. He's +4 on the year. Just very good, defensive stats. Actually, not as good as I thought. 3.5 stars. Physical, though, is 5-star. Still, I'm going to say no, as we're actually doing pretty well right now. Oliver Bonk being offered to us for Jared Spurgeon. Someone was asking why I don't want to trade away Spurgeon. I mean, 2 years left. He's the captain. He's been on the team since he was drafted. I do like to keep, someone around for the loyalty. So right now, you guys can see at the deadline, we're 33, 24, and 5. Currently in a wildcard spot. Only 1 point back of the Blackhawks with a game in hand. Even the Avalanche there, we're only a few back of. The Stars, who were insane to start the year, we're actually only 5 back of now. We're above the Golden Knights for that wildcard spot. The Kraken there, less points than us, but obviously not being in our division doesn't really matter. So it's looking like the NHL team should make the playoffs. I think it's pretty impressive considering the fact, we were a bottom 10 team the first 2 seasons. Even this year, we're spending $15 million below the salary cap max. AHL there, 25, 20, and 5. I'm not sure why they slowed down. I feel like that first line should be dragging them to the playoffs. 52 points there. The Wolves, literally right on their heels there. 4 points back. Hopefully they can kind of pick it up here. NHL-wise, it's still Rossi, 57 points. Only 11 goals, but that's okay. I really like what I've seen from him. So we'll get to the deadline here. I would say we're conservative buyers. Definitely not going to be trading away, any of our top line guys in the AHL. But if we can help the NHL team out here, give ourselves a bit more of a chance to make a run, I would love to. Mackenzie Weegar available, obviously. Did get offered to us for Eriksson Ek. I would still be interested in him. Anderson, though, might be better for us. Just 1 year remaining. Not really sure how much money we're going to need. Although we have the cap space. We probably could afford Weegar. Only thing is, we do have a ton of right-hand defensemen already. He does play left side. We'll see. Anderson, Hurdle, Ovechkin there. Someone was asking for me to get Ovechkin, as that's who Kaprizov looked up to when he was a kid. I mean, if we get him for just, the deadline run, I know a lot of people don't like to see me get him, Crosby, Kane all the time. If we get him solely for a little playoff run here for, a few months, I think most people would be okay with it. Petrangelo down to 86 there. Dickinson. Okay, so the guys I'm eyeing are Ovechkin and then one of Anderson and Weegar. Thing is, if we do get Ovechkin here, I guess honestly probably just Urov would fall to the 4th line. The Wizard of Oz line would be kind of broken up because even Ovechkin, the Oz is at the beginning, the rest of the guys is all at the end, so it doesn't quite work. We banked on ourselves here, just gave up the 1st round pick. It's got pretty much equal value there to Ovi. Are we willing to give a 1st round pick though in this position? Because that player could still end up being pretty solid. I'd much rather give up, I think, a second. A second, a 4th is also pretty close value. Matthew Schaefer there is already a 76 now, so that is good to see. Lander also a 76. Who we just drafted, 1958. Could try throwing him onto the deal if it doesn't work. I could add Luke Misa. I had Misa there to try to, help us get the 1st overall, get Michael Misa. But we actually ended up getting 1st overall anyways, and obviously getting Hagens. Now, we do need a skater here just for the contract spots. Osterley scratched, not even playing, making 1.1 million. Are you kidding me? The Capitals traded Ovechkin before I had a chance. Wow, always the guy I'm going for. Literally within the first 30 minutes of the deadline, Ovechkin is gone. Okay, it wasn't meant to be, I guess. Also, the Flames no longer have Weegar or Anderson on the block, which is interesting. All the guys I wanted, what the heck? Look at this, Weegar, Anderson off market, and then Ovechkin already sold. I'm just looking through the teams here, guys. JJ Moser somehow became an absolute stud. No idea how that happened. All right, guys, now the player I'm trying to get is Lane Hudson. As you can see, 22 years old, 81 overall, elite potential. The value there is kind of in between the R. He does often grow to be a superstar in franchise. So I think we get him right now. We're kind of buying low. I know some people are saying I should go get Luke Hughes. You kind of look at his value there. It's much higher. I see the Mets as well is growing to a low franchise. Even a team like Ottawa, a bunch of left-handed guys, Sanderson, Chychrun, all higher value. Shabbat there, I think, even a bit higher, plus obviously older. So going back to Montreal, I'm not sure who is the GM of this team right now, but they seem to be kind of crazy here. So definitely willing to give up a 1st round pick if it gets us Lane Hudson. Honestly, I would even throw in the Boston 2nd rounder, maybe bet on ourselves. Boston has more value. Obviously, too, we got to give up somebody of substance. I mean, Bruce Wicks here, 72 medium top 4 is solid, but Hudson's definitely better. And then Isaac Lundstrom here, I'm just going to add, honestly, for the contract spot, plus they want him. So a 1st, a 2nd, Bruce Wicks, and Lundstrom for Lane Hudson. The value's on our side by a lot, but obviously he's on the block. They want all 4 things. Let's see what the Montreal Canadiens say. Trades accepted. Okay, I'm not sure. Maybe I overpaid a bit, but I want a future #1 left-hand defenseman to play with Brock Faber, and that's what we got. And now next you guys are trying to send Dumoulin back to Pittsburgh. He's got 2 years left at $3.2 million. We don't need him anymore for a 4th round pick. Also taking Goligoski's contract. He's just here for the roster spot, plus even the money will help out Pittsburgh this year. And they say yes. Okay, so I think the couple moves there definitely helps us out both now and in the future. Again, you look at this decor, I feel like right here's the top pair, Faber-Hudson. Second pair is going to be Schaefer-Blander, and then the bottom pair could honestly be Larson and Lambos. Eventually, Larson will need replaced. He's going to get up there, but all we'll need is literally one more defenseman and we'll be set. And right now the Ducks are offering us a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and Zub for Dewar and 2 seconds. I don't want Zub's big contract. I'm going to say no. There's about 5 minutes left on the deadline. I was looking around trying to see if, anything else made sense. Maybe could make an upgrade on Dumba, but I didn't really see anything. Obviously, it would have been nice to get Ovechkin there at the beginning, but I can't believe somebody else literally stole him from us. So, curious to see where he went. Really, the last trade of the day, though, signing Dumoulin there to the Penguins. You got Alexiak going to the Sabres. Athanasiou to the Sens. Our trade for Lane Hudson. Let's see, a lot of picks being moved. Miro Ferraro there to the Blackhawks. Dickinson going back the other way to the Sharks. Suter there to the Avs. You got Nicholas Hague to the Lightning. DeMello to the Canucks. IFL to the Stars. You got one of the Griva twins to the Sharks. Bukestad there to the Hurricanes. Ovechkin went to the LA Kings. Okay. Gostisbehere actually returns to the Flyers as well. So Ovechkin kind of doing like a Kovalchuk, I guess. Maybe he'll go to Montreal after going to LA. Right here they have this being one of the bigger trades. DeMello Fax in a 3rd to the Canucks. And starts with the trade deadline, guys. Here's an updated look at the team. Obviously, no change there to the forward group, but the defense is looking different. Even Spurgeon here only has 1 X factor now, Spinorama. So unfortunately, we don't get as good chemistry. I got Larson and Hudson on the 2nd pairing. Lambos Dumba's now on the bottom. I think special team wise, it's all the same except for the fact that Hudson is actually in the 2nd power play. And I've actually got him on the first 4-man just because he is such a good skater. I feel like he should be, busting around on the ice. AHL team-wise, first line's intact. I think maybe like the 4th forward line's changed because we trade away somebody. Defensively there, mostly the same as well. So hopefully both these teams can push into the playoffs. Obviously, once you're in, anything can happen. So fingers crossed we get lucky here in the sim. I was just checking out the contracts, guys, to see if we could extend Lane Hudson. But as you can see, he's actually signed his entry level for 2 more years still. And for some reason, we actually extend Lekkerimäki now. I'm not sure why it's changed. So 2 years, 4.8, just a bridge deal. I mean, he doesn't really get much already. That kind of does. $6 million for 6 years. I don't know. Like, what's his production so far? He's got 22 goals, 16 assists. I think we could get him less than what he's asking right now, honestly. If he's just like a 40, 50 point guy, if we play hardball, can probably get him for like 3.5, I think. And so we're only in a season here, guys, a record of 45, 31, and 6. And as you can see there, we did get into the playoffs. We actually got the 3rd spot in the division, so we're playing the Stars, who ended up having the same amount of points as us. And I'm a little bit worried because they were looking so strong beginning of the year. I want to show you guys here too. Starting with the game here against the Blackhawks on the 22nd, going to the game against the Blackhawks on the 7th, we actually went 8-0-1. So huge run there, which I think, got us our playoff spot. The next closest team, I guess, was the Jets, 87. So I'm happy. Like, first 2 years we wanted to rebuild, we did just that, and already in the 3rd year we're in a playoff spot. AHL team-wise, 36, 27, and 5. They're currently in a spot, but there are a few games left. Hopefully they can hold on to that there. AHL leading score right now is Demidov, just under point per game. In the NHL, it's Rossi, 75-82. What a year for him. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm a little concerned. Where's Kaprizov? Marchand there at 70 on the 2nd line. That's also really impressive at 37 years old. Kaprizov only 63 on his contract year as well. You'd expect him to, do better. Maybe that's why he took the $10 million bucks. So 108 was a huge year. Then he goes down to 75 in 67 games. And then for us, he's had 69, 79, 63. I think maybe we need like a better player with him, kind of like a playmaker, which is I think what James Higgins is. So if he grows to a low 80, maybe we honestly throw him first line and try and get him going. Although Rossi, with his 58 assists, talking about a playmaker, we could have one right here to try, playing 1C. Eriksson Ek there, 58. Again, very good two-way guy. Favorite 59. I love that. Almost 60 points as a defenseman. Konstantinov, 54. Boldy, 50 right on. So yeah, that first line wasn't really working the best. Lekkerimäki had almost 50 points. First off, at close to 40. Same with Yurov there. Even Adam Larson, 35 points. Is that like a career year for him in production? It actually is. That's pretty funny to see. So overall, I think, team played well. Goaltending-wise, Wallstedt, 906, 306 against. Not amazing, but not terrible. Luckily, we're paying him literally next to nothing. AHL here, Peretz, 916. That's, I think, very solid, 245 against. Demidov, 65. You got Eisman, 58. Hagen, 52. Considering how good these guys are, I really thought they were going to, pop off a lot more than that. But I think, they're all going to come to NHL next year. Hopefully go wild for us, no pun intended. Cody Glass at 50 points. Austin, 47. Okay, Oberon 28, you like a bit more from him. I feel like he'll probably end up being like a bomb 6 player, so maybe 1 year all those guys can play together, but will probably not end up working just due to like different ratings. And now look at the entire league here, guys. McDavid with his 6th straight Art Ross trophy. Absolute domination. Looks like there was actually 1 more game left to play, whatever. Hyman had 104 points. Ryan Shotgun with him and Draisaitl. 75 assists. He showed people he's a playmaker, not just a goal scorer. Nylander had 100. Dylan Strome put up 97. Wow, and Ovi leaves them. Matthews there, McKinnon, Makar, Pasternak. So goals here goes to Matthews, 59. Defensive scoring, Makar again leads the way with 91. JJ Moser, 76. I like to the zone ability there is like the bounce back one. That is funny to see. Goaltending, most wins is Devin Levi. Save percentage here for starters, Aiden Hill, a 919. And then goals against here is also Aiden Hill. He had 34 wins. Good chance he wins the Vezina. He's only an 85 still. Rookie skater, Stan Coven put up 58. So he didn't even make the NHL full-time until this season. That's kind of crazy. Rachevsky there. Celebrini just made it. Put up 45 points in the Preds. Looks to be playing third line. Also, you guys looking at goalies here, I see Jack Campbell's back in the NHL. He actually had amazing numbers there. Was a backup, but I mean, I feel like, you know, Jack Campbell's kind of a super backup, low-end starter. And now looking here at the standings, so the Oilers won the President's Trophy, won 14. You had 5 teams with 100+. We finished 9th in the NHL. I think, yeah, cannot be upset at all. The fact, you know, the Blackhawks are back in the playoffs, too, is interesting. Detroit makes it there. Some pretty good teams missing as well. Boston, Vegas, the Devils, Panthers, Lightning, like, geez. Last on NHL is the Sharks, 61 points. So they have the best chance there to get Gab McKenna. And I just checked both goals for and goals against, guys. We're not at the top or the bottom of either. And before we do start the playoffs, guys, I want to make a switch. Eriksson Ek second line, Rossi first line. He's had a career year. He's a playmaker. Hopefully, you know, playing with Kaprizov there can get him going. I think the Wizard of Oz line will keep together, same the fourth line. And even power play 1 here, like Kaprizov only had 12 points on the year. So I think we're going to take Eriksson Ek off power play 1. We'll put Rossi on it. Hopefully, like I said, these changes can make something happen. So for power play 2, we got Eriksson Ek out front. Kazandinov here is going to be the distributor. And now, like I was saying, guys, in the first round, we got the Dallas Stars. Look at the first line they have. Robertson, Hintz, Pavelski. Are you kidding me? They then have Palmieri second line with Stankoven, Iaffello. Frederick there, Ben, Nyquist, Delandria, Johnston, Marchment. Okay, these lines make no sense. Wyatt Johnston should definitely be second line instead of Palmieri. Marchment should be above Frederick, or even Nyquist for that matter. And now looking at their defense here, they got Heiskin on the top pair, playing with Cody Ceci, okay. Orlov, Lindell, Harley, and Suter. So they got a super strong left side. Right side's kind of weak, so obviously going with a more balanced approach. Andre, of course, they're starting goalie still, so not a bad team at all. Like, I would say they're probably better than us on paper, but I think we still have a chance for sure. So we'll get started here, guys. We'll see what happens. Kind of a cool, you know, rivalry matchup, I guess, as you got the former Minnesota North Stars versus the current Minnesota Wild. So let's see what happens. First 2 games in Dallas here. And it's a 2-0 loss and a 3-2 OT loss. All right, so, I mean, at least both losses there were close games. We got to win at least 1 game here at home, or that's it for us. Game 3 is a loss. At least, again, 1-goal game. And Game 4 is a win. Another close one, 4-3. We just barely hold on. Game 5 here back in Dallas. And it's a 2-0 loss. All right, so we do make the playoffs, unfortunately. We are 1 and done. The good news is, literally every game here, we lost by max 2 goals. So at least we played Dallas tight. AHL team here, they didn't make the playoffs. This AHL team I stacked didn't make the playoffs. Are you kidding me? They literally had a 3-point lead there. 4 games remaining. Are you kidding me? They get beat out by 1 point there by the Wolves. That is, wow. And the playoffs are now complete, guys. The Toronto Maple Leafs there finally win a Stanley Cup. First time in like 60 years. And the Texas Stars win the Calder Cup. So good for the Leafs, good for Texas Stars. We're, of course, looking for our first Stanley Cup and Calder Cup. Pittsburgh Penguins jump from 4-1. They get Gavin McKenna. So, wow. I mean, they go from Lemieux to Crosby to McKenna. That is insane. Could happen in real life. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. We'll take a look here at the playoff tree, the awards, all the good stuff. So, look at the playoff tree here. You got the Leafs beating the Red Wings in 4. They swept them. That's tough as a Red Wings fan. Sabres, they beat in 7. Blue Jackets in 5. Blue Jackets made the conference final. Jeez. And then they actually beat the Avalanche there in 7. Also, too, I should take a quick look here at the playoff stats just to see who performed. Rossi was our leading scorer again. Boldy favored Marchand had 3 points, but no goals. Hudson had a couple goals, no assists. Eriksson Ek 2 points. Same with Kaprizov. Kaprizov's got to pick it up for us. Definitely just not doing good enough. Wallstedt had solid numbers, a 9-3-1. I mean, yeah, he had like all low-scoring games. Unfortunately, we just couldn't squeak out the win. So Look at the team awards there. I think we know all of those. Individually, McDavid again. 6th straight Art Ross. Absolute domination. He also gets the Hart Trophy. McCarr there. James Norris. What's that? His 3rd straight James Norris Trophy. 4th in 5 years. Nylander there gets the Lady Byng. Stankoven Calder. Good for him. Nylander also got the Conn Smythe. Yorgi here got the Vezina Trophy along with William Jennings. Okay, I mean, didn't have the highest save percentage of goals against, but I guess the wins matter more. Shea Theodore, Bill Masterton. Interesting. You don't usually see an offensive defenseman get that. Seattle coach Jack Adams. 2nd time in 3 years is interesting. Barkov Selke Trophy. McDavid and Hood Lindsay. And then Matthews there with the Maurice Richard. Now, look at the AHL awards here. You got Sakura, most points. Milano MVP. Torgerson, hopefully I said that right, most goals. Best rookie here was Salmonen. Casey there, best defenseman. Peterson, best goalie. Phil Kessel, MVP of the playoffs. Let's go. Ambrosio, sportsmanship. Hirschuk, community involvement. And then Vanacek there, lowest goals against. Do kind of feel bad for Vanacek being the AHL now, but oh well. And then again, team awards, Texas Stars there when they called their cup. They also won the regular season, so absolute domination by them. And now next year, you got to take a look at retired players. Malkin calls it quits, so they're getting the 1st overall pick. He's like, you know what? I've done my duty. See ya. Pavelski there retires. Brad Marchand retires. Okay, I mean, I was probably just going to trade him away for like a 4th round pick for his signing rights. Corey Perry. Zach Parise, of course. We'll have to give a shout out to him as a wild legend. Kind of funny too, he retires literally the 1st year after that buyout's gone. Foligno, Goligoski, Smith. I don't see Suter, so I think he's still going. And I'll take a look at goalies next too. You got Marc-Andre Fleury retiring as well. Are you kidding me? So him and Malkin retire. McKenna comes in. Obviously, Crosby's going to stay at least 1 year, just like Lemieux stayed 1 year for him. But very, very kind of cool storyline there. And now entering the draft here, guys, I gotta say too, last episode, I was wondering like why I couldn't make my pick. I didn't realize I was viewing draft class. I wasn't on make pick. I apologize for that brain fart I had last episode. But as you can see, Gavin McKenna will be going 1st overall. That's good. Rubric there is projected to go 2nd. He's high elite. Birdchild, Fedorov here at 4. I mean, if we want another member of the Wizard of Oz line, Noah Kosick, Riley Boychuk, pretty solid players. We don't have a 1st round pick, so we're gonna have to hope somebody goes late. Zanetti, probably medium link goalie, going to be going in the 3rd round. Medium top 4 defenseman going early 2nd. We do have the Boston 2nd round pick, so the chance we could get him, maybe kind of replace Bruce Wicks. Wow, look at this guy, Ludwig Soderstrom, potentially low franchise. I'm gonna guess he's low elite, maybe even a low top 4, but still worth taking a chance on in like the 4th round or whatever that is. Alright guys, now this next trade I'm trying to make is definitely an interesting one. I was looking at the AHL team. We got a lot of guys coming up, so I'm actually trying to trade away the entire 4th line. Connor Dewar is making $1 million another year. Not the greatest defensively. Pretty good physical, but honestly, it's mostly strength, which all the guys in this roster have anyways. Beckman's expiring, but he is 25, so he still has some value. And then Poole in there, also has 1 year left, power forward. They're all, whatever. If we can get a 2nd round pick here from the Penguins, which is actually what the value equals out to. And I've got some players pinned that are going to go in the 2nd round that could be studs. Stetcher, Bunting, both expiring contracts. They're just there for the roster spot. So we'll see what the Penguins say. Trades rejected. I think it's kind of close, just based on the value, based on the fact the pick is on the block. Let's give them back their 4th rounder here, just to move up a couple rounds. There we go. Okay, maybe I didn't even have to give them that, but it's whatever. So we don't have a 1st round pick. We do have 2 seconds. Let's sim to that pick. We'll take a look at the 1st round. Gavin McKenna, of course, going 1st overall, 82 medium franchise. You got Rubric, Birdchild, Fedorov there, Kosick, Boychuk. Then you got Nemec there, no longer medium elite. Anybody? Ooh, Vegas here, 78 medium elite defenseman. Castonguay, hopefully I said that right. I mean, probably made up. I've never honestly heard of him, and looks to be the only steal. So, yeah, good job to Vegas. Our pick here, I mean, you got Joe Iginla. This is actually Tidge Iginla's brother. I mean, we already have his brother. I feel like we probably should draft him. Now, we could take this guy here, Sinitsyn, guaranteed medium top 4. Let's take a look. Oh my gosh, NHL ready? Okay, we have to take this dude. I mean, I'd like to unite the brothers. Honestly, Tidge Iginla might end up getting traded by us anyways, since as I just don't know if there's going to be a roster spot for him. So, whatever team drafts Joe Iginla, I'll try and trade Tidge too, because this dude, I think, is going to be a beast. And 76 medium top 4. Yeah, for early 2nd round, that is a great pick. Defensive defenseman there. Honestly, I feel like we just found our replacement for Adam Larson once he kind of gets too old. And you know what, guys? Maybe we can have our cake and eat it too, offering up the 45th pick with a 6th round and move up 7 spots there with the Preds. They say yes. Now, I could have taken Iginla first and then took the defenseman, but I didn't want to risk it because the defenseman, being NHL ready. And then Smith got taken there by the Flames. So yeah, we can get Iginla here as well. Oh my gosh, we've also got Galchenyuk here. Guaranteed medium top 4. He's a gem. Also NHL ready, similar style PK Subban. I think I'm passing on Ginla again. I don't think it's meant to be. He's a 76 medium top 4. We just got 2 stud defense, and we definitely needed defense more than forwards. I think, yeah, so Ginla, it just wasn't meant to be. We'll take a look and see which team he got drafted to. Like I said, if Tidge ends up just not even to spawn our team, he got drafted to Dallas, who beat us, but could trade him there. He's only a high top 9 as well, so yeah, the players we drafted were definitely better. We're now in the 3rd round here. I mean, this LaRose guy could be medium elite. He's a grinder. I kind of like that. NHL ATA is guaranteed 3 years. In the 3rd round, that's pretty good. From Hungary, I believe. And he is a 63 medium top 9. All right, so that wasn't our best pick, but the last 2 were quite solid. And look at this, guys. Our next pick here in the 4th round, just in time for Soderstrom, who's the low franchise. And he's a 48 low elite, so as I kind of figured, not low franchise. How cool would that have been, though? And right now in the 5th round here, I feel like there's probably not a whole lot left. Look at the pins. You got the goalie who's going to go soon. Who could be medium elite from Germany there. I mean, he's the highest potential guy. And he's a medium fringe, all right. And we actually have no one left pinned and no more picks. So kind of worked out well just on the rest of the draft. I think, considering the fact we actually made the playoffs, we had a pretty good draft there. Again, those 2 defensemen we got, I think, are going to be big parts of our future. And so we're at the resign phase here, guys. As you can see at the bottom, we got almost 30 million in cap space again. So tons of money, even with the Kaprizov extension. We'll go through position by position. I just kind of like this better to give myself an idea of the depth chart. So Konstantinov here actually might be our first line center next year. He's 87 overall. 1 year left at 2 million. Did not expect him to grow that much, but 98 offensive awareness. Passing's insane. Has no shot, really, 81, but he just feeds the puck to Kaprizov. Might not matter. So you got Eriksson Ek there, Rossi, Lekkerimäki. He wanted, what was it, 4.5 for 2? He now wants 2.7 for 2. So yeah, definitely was worth it to just wait on him. 3 years. Oh my gosh. He's actually pretty cheap considering how well he's played. We're doing a long-term deal. This is why we waited. We'll probably have to pay him what he wants to get him on the extra years because he only wants a bridge. If he says yes to 4.4 for 6, playing, you know, in our top 9, being an 85, that's a great contract. Bunting I just took back in that Penguins trade. Let him go. Yurov, probably going to be a 4th liner for us next year, maybe a 3rd, but looks like he'll be fine in the bottom 6. Ostlund here, so that's why I trade away our current 4th line. He's 81 now. He could be our 4th line center next season. Demidov probably makes the NHL team. Same with Eisman. Glass will just let go. Hagen's there. Hopefully gets a big overall boost and he gets in. If not, 1 extra year in the AHL is not the end of the world. Owen Allard here is part of the Canadian World Junior team. Unfortunately, 22.68 low bomb 6. Cannot give him a contract. Now, looking at the defense here, so obviously made that big time trade bringing in Hudson. Faber's now at 90. Larson, Hudson's 82. Dumba, Lambos is down to an 80. Okay, so he was 81. Pertier's now an 80. You got Spurgeon down to an 80. 1 year left, making 7.5. Could buy him out. 2.5 million for 2 years. I'm not sure why like they don't make that bigger because it's a pretty big deal how long the buyout is. We don't really need the money now, so I think I honestly just take the 7.5 million cap hit this season, let the captain go. Maybe he even retires. I don't have to feel as bad. So in that case, like, do we even need Dumba? We could have Faber, Larson, Hudson, Lambos, Pert, who's just going to keep getting better. 80 overall, me in top 4, 23. I apologize, guys. It's not Pert, it's Peart. So Jack Peart here, I think, is just going to keep getting better. We want him in the NHL. Is his role? Yeah, role top 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think, you know, our defense, we'll let Dumba go. It's not going to be the highest rated, but the majority of them are getting better. You got Spurgeon there, the captain, the veteran. Larson's solid. So we'll see how that works. And check this out, guys. Galchenyuk, who we just drafted, actually has the in-reverse X Factor. Could sign him, but might as well wait on a year for both him and Sinistin just to, like, you know, push their entry-level contracts 1 year later. Could mean that they're still in entry level while they're actually making the NHL, opposed to not. And then in terms of the goalies, guys, Wallstedt's dropped in rating by 1, now in 86. And Oljevic here, I could bring him back as the backup. He wants no money again. Davrigan here is 2079 medium starter, so he's a great AHL starter. Perret's there. I actually want to trade him away, so Whitehead can be the backup. You got Daigle there. Vinny, if we sign him, he actually probably should be the backup. So we got a lot of extra goalies here. Daigle still in junior. You know what I'm actually thinking, guys? Rather than sign Iljic here to be the backup, what if we actually have Zavragan? Because he should become like at least an 80. And looking at his stats, he's got 79 points, should be 5 on NHL. I think he'd do fine there. Then we could have Whitehead be the AHL starter, Vinny the backup. So yeah, we will just let Iljic go. He's been a good soldier for us. And I'll try and trade away Peretz. We got Bankier coming back. I mean, it's going to be pretty much all AHL deals aside from Lekkerimäki, who said yes. So that was a long-term deal there at 4.4. And as you guys can see, we're looking at all expiring. We literally have no expiring contracts now. And we still have 25 million in cap space. So if there's a superstar there, we could sign for like 1 year. We might as well do it. But obviously next year, we are going to be spending a ton of money. Wallstead needs a big extension. Same with Konstantinov. and Firstov, and Hudson as well. So here you go, guys. Time for free agency. Who's available? Jason Robertson. Oh my goodness. Especially taking him from our division rival. He is an RFA though, same with Zegras. That'd have been nuts. Panarin? I mean, a playmaker like Panarin playing with Kaprizov would be absolutely nasty. Panarin, Kaprizov, I kind of want to make that happen. And honestly, I don't often get Panarin in this game. Do you have the full Russian first line with Kaprizov and Kazadinov? I'm just realizing we could almost have 2 Wizard of Oz lines on this team. They have Eriksson, Boldy, whoever on the second. Wow, we got some options. Jacob Chikrin as well. Like, not like our defense is so amazing. We couldn't, go out and sign him. Addison we could bring back. Sod, Patrick Laine there if we just wanted a true sniper. Also, too, Panarin only wants 2 years. I mean, we could literally sign him for 3. That's when all of our, like, superstar young players are actually need new contracts. So, let's do 2 years, 11 million. Kind of guarantee we get him here. He's actually taking a pay cut, because what's he making right now? Like 11.5? Honestly, is the 500K gonna matter? Probably not. Let's make sure we get Panarin. 2 years, 11.5 million. The years he wants, more money than anybody. And then I'm also taking a look at Chikrin, because Hudson's not our #1 guy yet. Chikrin there, roll top 4, but he has 88. I mean, just very solid all around. The stick checking could be better. Last year he put up 47 points. We could have him and Faber. Then we could have Hudson on the second pairing with Larson. Bottom pairings, whoever. Almost just have Spurgeon along for the ride this year as a scratch player. The leadership. If you look at it too, basically after this year, Chikrin's entire contract would be covered by Spurgeon retiring. So I'm definitely considering that. Devin Levi should be an RFA. He is. Luckily, we don't need a goalie. Allmark actually dropped to 86. Any elite two-way goalies? There are not. Now looking at two-way skaters, Alex Turcotte's available. 25.80. I'll definitely give him a chance. I think, could turn into a player for us. Let's try a 2-year deal, do 900K, and see what happens. Kiva Harju here, drafted by Philadelphia 2024. Okay, I'll trade them back, Kiva Harju. Why would you not sign Aaron Kiva Harju? Vassinen here as well. Philly's 2nd round pick. Philly just didn't keep any of their guys. If I get either of them, I'll definitely send them back. They're way too good. 2075 medium top 4. That's just stupid for the Flyers GM not to resign them. And so like I was saying, guys, I think I am going to give Chikrin a contract here. I know before I've done this and I regretted it. I ended up trading him away, but I mean, if he's playing top pair, not, second or third pair, it should be good. 4 years is pretty reasonable as well. We'll do 825. We have 25 million. So together, these contracts are like 19. Really, it's costing us 17 because you're taking over for $2 million players. Honestly, we don't need debt players, so like all that makes sense for us to try and sign is stars. And just to make sure we have enough contract spots for all those guys, I'm offering up Chisholm and Peretz, who we don't really need. Chisholm, 26. Peretz there, I mentioned, want to trade away to the Avs for a 7th. They're doing us a favor, so I'll just take a low pick. And now next year, guys, we'll continue simming. I make sure to sign any new coaches we need to, as it seems like every year coaches retire. Also, too, looked for any scouts or where some A's available, which is always nice for the draft. The AHL goalie coach apparently isn't good enough for us. Like I was saying, we're now waiting to hear back from Panarin and Chikrin, as well as even, Kiva Harju in them. Zach Whitecloud, we do not need. We already have 6 defensemen, plus we're trying to get Chikrin. Alex Turcotte as well said yes. Kiva Harju went with the Carolina Hurricanes. I feel bad for the Flyers. If I got him, I was going to trade him back to them. Vassinen, though, did sign with us, so at least they'll get him. Again, guys, 2075 medium top 4, early 2nd round pick. I do not understand what possible, logic the AI is using. Look at the trade value here. He's got more than even Grand's, Bonk. I don't get it. And look at that, guys. There we go. Artemi Panarin joining the team. I'm hoping him and Kaprizov can be a sick duo. And Jacob Chikrin as well says yes. So take a look here and see how much cap space does that leave us with. We still have 7.6. I think that is a very fair amount. Oh my gosh. I was talking about Crosby, playing 1 more year to be a mentor for McKenna. He's actually in free agency. He's bouncing as soon as they get the 1st overall pick. That is funny. Maybe he'll join the Avs, play with his buddy there, McKinnon. But yeah, we got 7.6 million. Next year when Spurgeon's contract's done, that's another 15 million. So we are definitely still very good in terms of the cap space. Also, Panarin over a point per game last year in the playoffs with the Rangers. And check this out, guys. We're actually in the fall now, and Carolina just got Jonas Brodin, our former player from Ottawa, for a 2nd, a 3rd, and Bumgarner. I feel like Oscar and Irishman was definitely a better return. That's why I traded Brodin when I did. Richie here being offered to us the 2nd for Adam Larson. Gonna say no. As for now, the start of next season, guys, some interesting things happening this summer. I'll show you what the team is looking like. I'm pretty optimistic. So, as I said, that first line, we got the duo, Kaprizov, Panarin. Hopefully, they're sick for us. Rossi in the middle played well before. He's got those 2 on his wing, should do even better. You got Lekkerimäki on the 2nd line with Kazadinov and Boldy. I think that, makes a really good top 6. Third line here is now Firstov, Eriksson Ek, and Demidov. I mean, even better than before. Chemistry is all solid. Fourth line, as I mentioned, we got Ogren and Ostlund both make the jump to NHL together. You got Yurov as well there, 82. So very solid fourth line. Ogren's got good physical stats. Ostlund and Yurov both pretty solid defensively. And then looking at the defense, you got Chicker and Faber top pair getting a +5. Larson Hudson on the second, +1. Lambeau Spurgeon on the bottom. No chemistry boost. Goaltending wise, Wallstedt's there 87. Zavra getting up to an 81, backing him up, so that worked out perfect. Even Whitehead here is now an 80, so definitely made sense not to bring back Noljevic. Vinny backing him up to 76. One weird thing is, Yzerman and Higgins haven't really grown too much yet, but honestly, there's really no spot for them in the team right now. Even if they were like 82, 83, it'd still be kind of weird. Like, they'd have to be, at least 85 to really push into this team, so maybe it's for the best. Next year, they'll get a good boost, and we'll find a spot for them. They're playing with Tidja Gillen actually on the first line. His shot there is pretty incredible, so they could have another shot here to dominate the AHL. It obviously didn't really happen last season. The rest of this AHL team here, I think, looks pretty good defensively. So we got Peart here in the AHL. Reason is, even though he's actually one overall higher than Spurgeon, I tried him bottom pair with Lambeau, so we actually got a -1 chem. So I figured Spurgeon, no negative chemistry. He's the captain. Last year was deal. We'll let him stay there unless he drops to like a 78. Then we'll call up Peart from the AHL, but definitely is looking to take his spot next season. And again, the AHL defense there is very, very stacked. So let me know in the comments, guys, if you want me to mix up the lineup at all, if I should put Yzerman or Higgins in the NHL. The thing is, both of them still have role their depth forward, like not even fourth or third liners. So I think playing the AHL should not affect their growth negatively at all. If anything, it actually might help them out. And now before we end the episode, guys, I'll show you our ratings for next season. As you can see there, we got 100 offense now, which is pretty sick. 83 defense. The defense, I think, actually went down somehow. And then 87 goaltending. So we'll see what happens in the next season. Obviously, the team just keeps getting better and better. So I'm pretty optimistic. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.